If she's curious about you, she will almost never say it directly, but she will start doing a few small things that most men completely miss. And honestly, that's where so many guys get it wrong. Because attraction is obvious sometimes, but curiosity is different. Curiosity is quieter, it's subtle, it shows up before real interest, before emotional investment, and definitely before she openly gives you a green light. A woman who is curious about you is mentally leaning in. She may not be chasing you. She may not even be flirting in a way you instantly recognize. But if she keeps finding little ways to study you, test your energy, and stay in your orbit, that means something. Most men don't realize this, but women usually become curious before they become emotionally attracted. First, she wants to know, who is this guy really? Is he confident? Is he safe? Is he interesting? Is there more to him than what he shows on the surface? And when those questions start building in her mind, her behavior changes. So if you've ever wondered whether she's just being nice or whether she's secretly trying to figure you out, this is for you. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what signs to look for. And the last one might surprise you. Let's get into it. 1. She asks small questions that seem random, but they're not random. One of the biggest signs she's curious about you is when she starts asking little questions that don't seem important at first. She might ask what kind of music you listen to, what you do on weekends, what your routine is, what kind of food you like, what your childhood was like, what kind of women you usually date. Now, to most men, this can feel casual, but here's what women actually notice. We rarely ask repeated personal questions unless we're trying to build a mental picture of you. A woman who is curious about you is collecting pieces. She wants to understand how you think, how you live, what kind of man you really are when nobody's watching. And the key here is this: she remembers your answers. If she brings up something you said days later, that's not accidental. If you once mentioned your favorite coffee, your gym routine, your hometown, or a movie you love, and she circles back to it later, that means she's mentally storing information about you. That's curiosity. Not because she wants facts, because she wants insight. 2. She keeps the conversation going even when it could have ended. This is one of the clearest signs, and most men still miss it. If a woman is only being polite, conversations usually stay short, dry, and situational. But if she's curious about you, she won't let the interaction die too easily. She'll ask follow-up questions. She'll bring up a new topic. She'll reply in a way that keeps the door open. She'll turn a simple conversation into a longer one without making it obvious. For example, instead of just saying, "That's cool," she might say, "Wait, how did that happen?" Or, "Okay, now I need the full story." That's not just friendliness, that's investment. A curious woman wants more than surface-level interaction. She wants to see what else is under there. She wants to hear your stories, your opinions, your humor, your vibe. And yes, sometimes she'll even tease you just to keep you talking longer. Because when a woman is intrigued, silence feels like unfinished business. 3. She watches you when you're not directly focused on her. This one is subtle, but powerful. A woman who is curious about you doesn't just pay attention when you're talking to her. She watches how you move in the world, how you talk to other people, how you carry yourself, how people respond to you, how you act when you're relaxed and not trying. And this matters a lot more than men think. Because women are not only attracted to what you say to us, we're deeply affected by what your energy says about you. So if you catch her glancing at you when she thinks you won't notice, if she seems observant around you, if she studies your reactions, your confidence, your body language, your humor, she's probably trying to read you. Most men don't realize this, but women are constantly asking themselves, is he grounded? Is he emotionally controlled? Is he trying too hard? Is he naturally attractive or just performing? And if she keeps observing you, that means she hasn't mentally dismissed you. She's still trying to figure you out. And that's a very good sign. 4. She lightly tests you. Now this is where female psychology gets really interesting. A woman who is curious about you will often test your emotional strength without even fully realizing she's doing it. She may challenge you a little, tease you, disagree playfully, act slightly unpredictable, delay a reply sometimes, or say something that puts you in a position to react. Why? Because she wants to see what kind of man you are under pressure. But here's what women actually notice. We pay attention to whether a man becomes needy, defensive, awkward, arrogant, or insecure when the energy shifts. So if she playfully pushes your buttons or gives you a tiny challenge, don't panic. That doesn't always mean disinterest. Sometimes it means the exact opposite. It means she's curious enough to test your emotional stability. She wants to know, can he handle tension? Can he stay confident? Can he keep his cool? And when a man responds with calm, humor, and self-control, that's when curiosity often turns into attraction. 5. She finds excuses to reconnect. This one matters a lot. If a woman is curious about you, she will often create low-pressure reasons to come back into your space. She might send you something that reminded her of you. Reply to your story after being quiet. Bring up an old conversation again. Ask for your opinion on something small. Or randomly continue a topic that technically ended days ago. Now, a lot of men overcomplicate this. They think, well, maybe she was just bored. Sure, sometimes that happens. But if it becomes a pattern, it's not random. Because women don't usually keep reopening doors with men they feel nothing about. A curious woman doesn't always know yet what she wants from you, but she knows she doesn't want the connection to disappear. And that's important. Because when a woman keeps coming back, even in small ways, she's telling you something without saying it directly. You're still on my mind. And that is never meaningless. Mid-video check-in. Quick question for you. Have you ever had a woman do one of these signs and you didn't realize what it meant until way later? Comment below, I missed the sign if that's happened to you. And if you're starting to notice one of these signs from someone in your life right now, comment she's curious. I read those comments and honestly they tell me exactly what kind of videos I should make next for you. Now let's get into the signs that are even more powerful. 6. She becomes more playful and feminine around you. A woman who is curious about you often softens around you in a very specific way. Her energy changes. She smiles more. She becomes more playful. Her tone gets lighter. She may laugh a little more than usual. She might act slightly shy one moment and then bold the next. And no, this doesn't mean she's automatically in love with you, but it does mean she enjoys how she feels around you. And that's a huge part of female curiosity. Most men focus only on words, but women respond emotionally to experience. So if she seems more animated, more expressive, more alive when she's around you, it usually means something about your presence is pulling her in. And the reason this matters is because curiosity often shows up as emotional contrast. If she's one way with everyone else but around you, she suddenly becomes warmer, more playful, more engaged, then you're not imagining it, she's feeling a shift too. 7. She wants to know if other women want you. This is one of the biggest signs of all, and yes, most men completely overlook it. If she's curious about you, at some point she'll become interested in your relationship status, your dating life, or how women respond to you. Sometimes she'll ask directly, sometimes indirectly. Sometimes she'll casually bring up exes. Sometimes she'll joke about girls liking you. Sometimes she'll say things like, you probably say that to every girl, or I'm sure you get attention. Now listen carefully. That's not always insecurity. A lot of times it's curiosity mixed with emotional caution. She's trying to figure out whether you're available, desirable, trustworthy, and emotionally safe to invest in. Because when a woman starts imagining your value in other women's eyes, it usually means she's beginning to see your value in hers too. And that's where things start getting serious. Final powerful point. She gives you access to her attention when she doesn't have to. This is the one that matters most. Because attention is the real currency of attraction. A woman who is curious about you will give you focused attention in ways that are hard to fake. She'll listen carefully. She'll notice details. She'll stay mentally present. She'll respond with energy. She'll make you feel like in that moment you matter. And in today's world, that means a lot. Because people are distracted. Everyone is scrolling. Everyone is half present. Everyone is giving surface level energy. So when a woman consistently gives you intentional attention, when she tunes in, remembers, engages, watches, responds, and stays mentally connected, that's not casual. That's not just being nice. That's often the earliest real sign that she's trying to understand whether you could become important to her. And the truth is, curiosity is where attraction quietly begins. Not with dramatic confessions, not with obvious signals, but with repeated attention, emotional interest, and the desire to know more. So if she keeps leaning in, asking, watching, testing, and returning. Don't ignore that. Because most men wait for women to be obvious. And by the time it becomes obvious, the smart man already understood the signs. If you enjoyed this, subscribe because I make videos that help men understand women in a way most people never explain honestly.